Hey folks, October 8th, 2025. This is Chris. I'm down at the Fig Grove South and well, picking figs and cleaning up and working in the orchard today. And I saw a couple ripe on Fico Secco. Fico Secco is this fig right here. It's got a very unique shape. It produced my number two Brava this year as far as taste goes. It was just a deep brown sugar, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm not usually a big sugar fig guy, but I absolutely loved it. Been eating the main crop off of it. Um, haven't been totally impressed, pretty much underwhelmed by the main crop this year. It's a very unique flavor, and I still haven't wrapped my head around it. These little figs right here, those three, are called Blava Flor. First year ripening figs. And I'm picking today because we've got a week of rain coming in. But this is when you don't pick your figs. Do you see that little white at the neck? Right? That liquid white? That's latex. And that means this fig was picked too soon. Now, I know a lot of people pick figs that have latex and they think they taste fine. I I have yet to find a fig that had latex at the neck that I really enjoyed the flavor of because I'm a sugar guy. You know, I like it as sweet as possible. So the brick count on something where you see latex at the neck is not going to be that great. This one, still trying to wrap my head around it. Right here, Fico Seco. That one's ripened probably the best. Let's cut into the other one just for grins. Ooh, now hold on. I was going to try this, but I think I'm trying this instead. And I'm going to try the piece down at the bottom, which has got as much sugar as possible. The sugar guy has got to have his sugar. So let's try Fico Seco. I can tell right off, if you look at it, there's just a ton of seed in there. So it's going to have a seed crunch. So if I crunch in your ears, um, deal with it. Really crunchy, creamy. This is the best one I've had this year. Am I still a big fan of the flavor profile? Let me take another bite. I'm on the fence right now. Very, very thick. Lots of seeds. Wow. Almost borderline pasty. But by far the best flavor of this one so far this year. And that's not saying a lot, right? It's a good fig, but it's a young tree, and I'm sure hoping it gets better. Because right now, it's nothing to write home about. All right, this is not perfectly ripened Blava Flor, a little guy, probably, 8 grams. All right, and I'm not gonna, here's what I'm gonna do, a little trick too. I'm gonna just open it up like this, and I'm just not gonna take this, I'm gonna eat from about here down, the bottom of the fig, the sweetest part, away from that latex. Can you tell that I usually flip these figs, but I would like to see what it tastes like. Yeah, okay. Now, do you want me to make some kind of a crazy taste profile up about that? It's just not good, right? I mean, it tastes like an underripe fig. Doesn't have enough sugar in it. Yeah, maybe you could fantasize and come up with all these different flavors of things that aren't sweet. you know? But the bottom line is it's a fig. It's a berry type fig. It's not properly ripened. And I try not to overthink these figs. So, uh, okay, so what are we going to do with these? Well, first of all, this one here, flip. This one here, flip. Um, yeah, these just flip, flip. And then these. Oh, do these go on the dehydrator? I have really great figs on the dehydrator right now. Flip. They all get the flip. So, boy, am I pretty picky about figs. I guess I've become a bit of a fig snob this year with all these wonderful figs and all this really beautiful warm, dry weather. I just don't like figs unless they're properly ripened. Um, and I think the more figs you eat, the more you become a little more sensitive to what you're eating. In the beginning, I would have eaten any of those figs, and I would have gone, "Oh, wow. Wow, that's the greatest thing, you know. That's just wonderful." I would have been raving about how great they are because there was a little bit of taste in there, a little bit of sugar in there, and it was a fig, and I was just so excited about figs. I think as you eat more and more figs and you learn how to pick the figs and you learn how that you can look at a fig and you can tell how good it's gonna be most of the time just by looking at it, not all of the time, but most of the time you can look at it. You know, I if I see a picture of 2 figs and one is perfectly ripened, and one is actually drying on the tree a little bit and not too far, you can just tell how much better that one is gonna be that's drying on the tree. Well, these I could look at these and I said, "You know, I wanna try them. I wanna give them a chance," and I gave them a chance, and by gosh, they're gonna do some nice composting work over there in that side hill. You know, it's not a bad thing. You don't have to love every fig. The more you eat, you're gonna get more picky about what you like, and, you know, you're gonna know your taste profile. I know my taste profile. My taste profile is Ischia Black, fully ripened, sweet, deep, dark berries. That's the thing I love the best, but that doesn't mean I can't like, Fico Secco Brava that's perfectly ripened and tastes just like brown sugar out of the bag. I can like that too, you know, but there's gonna be the figs you're gonna gravitate towards and you're gonna like the best, and I get it. We're in October. People are gonna be trying figs for the first time. There are a lot of new people trying figs, and you're gonna in your mind, you're gonna say, "That's just a great fig," and you know what? For you, it will be, possibly. It was for me when I was first starting out. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but the more you eat, the more your taste buds become more refined, you'll see what you like, and you'll also see how close figs are to each other. There's not a big, huge gap between quality figs. It's just not, you know, it's a slight difference between the best fig and a really high quality fig that's perfectly ripened. It's a slight, we're splitting hairs here, slight difference. So don't get caught up in having to have every fig variety, right? And just be truthful to yourself. If you have a fig like I just had those figs and they taste good, do you say they taste good? There's nothing wrong with that, right? You know, it's just part of where you're at on your journey. There's nothing wrong with it. But please don't offer me that fig. Okay. Hey, if you like this kind of no nonsense, no fluff, just me talking and trying to explain what I've experienced over the last 10 years growing figs. If you like this kind of no nonsense stuff, and I know there are those out there that really like it. I know it doesn't push the YouTube algorithm and it isn't all fluffy, but sometimes fluff is overrated. Okay, take care. We'll see you on the next one.